Hello, everybody. This is the Christian Musicpreneur podcast. And today, what I want to do is share my testimony from this week. And because people want to hear it. So stay tuned. Welcome to the Christian Musicpreneur podcast, where we provide tips, tools, techniques, and resources to help you grow your ministry. I'm your host, Simone Henry, a business coach and mentor for independent Christian recording artists. Hey, I am on my own today. My partner in crime, Ron, DJ Ron, is off fulfilling a promise to a youngin in his life. So I hope that I make him proud, and I hope that all is well on that front. Now, I didn't get a big tutorial on this, and I didn't have time to really go through it as much as I wanted to before I came on, but I also didn't want to have you guys waiting forever. So it's 5:00 on Monday, and it's time for Christian Musicpreneur podcast. Anywho, so hello and welcome to everybody who is here. Let's see. And hopefully I will know how to post comments when they come in. Ron makes it look so easy. Okay, so where do I even start? So let's start with this week. Sickle cell is a disease that you get from your parents. It's hereditary, in case you didn't know. But some of you may be thinking, well, this is the first time I'm hearing that you have it, or this is the first time I'm hearing about, you having any problems. And the reason is because I don't really talk about it a whole lot. It's not like something I bring up every day. And also, I don't tend to have a lot of problems. I'm not out of the hospital like every other week or anything like that. The first time I remember being in the hospital I was already in my 30s, I think. So up until then, it was just, I was just managing at home. Nothing I needed to talk about a whole lot. But the reason I put it out there this week was because things weren't going as normal, right? So over the past few years, I've been having this issue with pneumonia, and it started back in 2016, 17, something like that. That was my first time I was actually hospitalized with it when I was living up in Baltimore. And in 2018 I was hospitalized again and ended up in the ICU for almost a week that time. And so, but between then and now, I've had bouts with it. But I hadn't landed in the hospital like I did this week. It was, go to the emergency room, have them check me out. They gave me pain meds. They sent me home with some antibiotics, and that was that. Well, this time the pain meds weren't working, and normally they work right away. They're giving me heavy stuff like narcotics, right? That knock you out. And they just weren't working. I was getting the whole knockout feeling, but not the pain going away feeling. So, and that's what was freaking me out. So that's when I decided to, okay, let's get some prayer warriors on this and let's put it out there. I need some people praying because something is going on. Something is going on. Um, so, I did hear from the doctor, and she said, yeah, according to your numbers, you are having a sickle cell crisis and you do have pneumonia. So that part was normal, but the reaction, the treatments weren't working as normal. So it took a while for me to get a bed and all that. So, hey, Ron. So it took a while, and finally got up to the floor Tuesday night. I went to the emergency room Monday night, got a bed up on the floor Tuesday night, and was there up until Saturday afternoon when they let me out. Um, and it was an interesting week. All week, the pain medicine finally did start working along with the antibiotics, and ended up having to get multiple blood transfusions. Having blood transfusions is something that sickle cell patients tend to get a lot of too, because when our hemoglobin, that's whatever, the stuff that makes your blood red, when that is low, then your blood's not carrying very much oxygen. And so it's damaging organs and you're not being oxygenated, and you know, so all that stuff's bad. So they give you blood transfusions, which boosts your hemoglobin quickly. There's lots of natural remedies out there that will do the same thing, that will help, and I'm learning that will help that will boost your hemoglobin, but it doesn't work as fast as a blood transfusion will. So those of you who donate blood, thank you. It's life-saving. Um, so yeah, so it was an interesting week. It was, um, nausea, not being able to eat, having no appetite, sleeping half the time, um, you know, developing fevers, all that stuff. And finally things started to turn around, and eventually I got off the pain meds, and was able to, and they got me oxygenated. They sent me home, and I forgot to bring it with me, this clear little thing that I blow into to increase to be able to take deep breaths. And I guess the reason for that is because, I don't know, maybe I've gotten used to not taking very deep breaths because of the pain that's like constricting my ribs. And when the pain constricts my ribs, I take very short breaths, and I sound like I'm hyperventilating. So, so I guess that's what that is for. And and when I use it, I can see that, yeah, man, I really need to practice on this thing, because my I am my oxygenation is low, and I need to be able to take deep breaths. You singers, you know that, right? Be able to use your whole diaphragm, pull all that down, and be able to breathe fully, like you're supposed to, and oxygenate your body properly, like you're supposed to. So, um, when I was young, one of the reasons why I never, my family, we never really mentioned it to anybody except for the people who really needed to know, like gym teachers at school, because there was a 95% chance that I was not going to be able to keep up with the other kids. And the gym teacher needed to know that up front. I remember the conversation that my mother had with Miss Ben at Tacoma Academy in Tacoma Park, Maryland, when when she was starting, when I joined her class, and she was doing aerobics and different things. I did okay with the aerobics actually. And I believe the reason for that is because there was music involved. I was always okay when it came to music, but any other type of aerobic exercise was not good. I would get dizzy, pass out. It wasn't good. Um, but most of the time, growing up as a kid, my biggest issue was backaches. I had pain in my back, sometimes pretty severe. Um, and my mother would rub it, and um, I wasn't used to taking medication, and she wasn't used to giving it to me. So that was just kind of that was how we did things. But but when I hit college, things started to change, and and this disease started attacking my body a bit differently. So it became, knees, and um, and then it was the pneumonia stuff. And a few times recently, it's been everything, every joint in my body. So I've gone to the emergency room a couple of times for that, because, and have had to call an ambulance because I was not able to walk. So I couldn't walk myself in because every joint in my body, my ankles, knees, hips, everything, shoulders even, was just in such pain. I couldn't use them. So had to have the EMTs like carry me down the stairs and into the ambulance and take me to the hospital. So um, that's I guess the reason why most people who know me don't know that I have sickle cell. But now you all know. Um, and I guess the other big thing I wanted to say was have compassion for those around you, and don't lecture them too much, especially when they're going through the situation that they're going through. Even if it is their fault, that at that moment is not the time for, hey, you should be doing this and you should be doing that and you should be doing the other thing. That's actually the time for compassion and just being there and holding their hand and walking them through it. But to lecture them about it is about their lifestyle and about whether they exercise and eat properly or not, is that's that's a conversation for another day. But when they're going through it, when they're in the midst of it, that's when they're vulnerable, and they're lonely and miserable, and it's just the lowest point. And at that point, that is the time to just be by their side, hold their hand, commiserate, cry when they cry, laugh when they laugh, um, because and that's a great way that's a great way to show you that you care. Otherwise, you're just making the situation worse. um, so is I guess that's I want to say thank you to all of the nurses that took care of me this week. Nurses get so much flack from the bevy of patients. You know, um, we all know hospital food sucks. That's normal. But they're taking care of you, and their whole job is to help you to recover from whatever it is, what the whole reason you're in there, and to get you back to your life. And to berate them and abuse them is not the way to go. These are the people that are carrying the needles that that are painful and stick you. So I would not be. It's not a good idea to abuse them. I loved on my nurses, and they loved on me right back. We had a ball. We did. And I really appreciate it because I live far away from my family and the people who really know me. And so nobody was really able to come visit. So I depended on them. And, and we made a week of it, and it was great. And I really, really appreciate the fact that they took care of my every need. I told them, what am I going to do without you guys at my beck and call? When I go home, I'm going to need to take a couple of y'all with me, because they were just so lovely. They were so lovely. I'm not sure what else I should tell you. Having this disease it can be it can be extremely severe. Like, I have a friend who used to have seizures. You can get strokes because of clots. Um, did I go into what sickle cell actually is? It is when your body is making cells that are shaped like half moons. They're shaped like this instead of round like a circle. And because they're shaped like this, they're not carrying the oxygen that your body needs to sustain itself. And and then also, because they're not round and free flowing, they tend to clump up. They get stuck, and they tend to get stuck in the joints, and that's what causes extreme pain. And a lot of times, one of the things that I never knew when I was younger was that, because most people who have sickle cell are Black, and because when you're in pain, people can't see it, they just have to take your word for it, that people have been turned away at emergency rooms and have been called drug addicts, and, oh, you're just showing up for a fix and that kind of stuff. You know, um, some sickle cell patients have just been treated horribly because it's not something that you can see. It's happening inside the body, and all I can do is tell you, right? I remember once feeling such great relief when I was in the ambulance on the way to the emergency room, and they gave me 2 shots of morphine in the ambulance because I was in such excruciating pain. I was hyperventilating. Um, Whereas normally they take you to the emergency room, and at the emergency room, they take blood tests first to see what's going on first and then give you pain meds. Whereas in the ambulance, they took my word for it, and gave me the pain meds before I got to the emergency room, which was wonderful. Um, let's see, another thing that we deal with is just, I guess, a lot of people just don't understand. Um, and my mother was told that I would live about 35 years. Well, I am 48 now, still kicking, and plan to live a lot longer. And I plan to be here a lot longer. Why? Because I feel like God has given me some work to do. He keeps waking me up every morning. And as long as He's waking me up in the morning, then I know that I'm not done yet. So whether I have sickle cell or not, and even with the sickle cell, it's part of me. It's part of my story. It's part of what makes me me. So, and because of that, I feel like I can show compassion to people who have other illnesses and other things going on in their lives, and can help them work through it. Or if they are a customer of mine or a partner of mine or whatever it's going on with them, I can see things from their perspective, knowing that I've gone through some painful moments too, because of this disease that's in my body, right? Um, and I feel like that helps me in my business, and it helps me in just in life in general. So, um, yeah, it's been an interesting journey. It really has. It's been an interesting journey. And but I'm thankful for it, because everything that's happened in my life has been has brought me to this point. And I'm not sorry for it. I'm not sorry for it. I am thankful to the Lord for everything that He's given me. And even though some things are just extremely painful and troubling to go through. I am thankful for the journey that I've been on because it's brought me here. It's made me the person I am. And I like the person I am. I do. Yeah, I think that is my spiel for today. If you have any questions, you want any insights on any of this, just let me know. Inbox me, message me. I am willing to talk to you about it. I am thankful for the person who called me up while I was in the hospital, and we had a conversation about Star Trek. And I think I convinced him to give Star Trek Voyager a try. And he convinced me to retry that Star Trek Deep Space Nine documentary. So I'll have to give that another watch. I don't remember much of it. But Deep Space Nine was a cool show. Once I watched it the second time around. Anywho, so yes, I'm a Star Trek fan. And I'm just thankful for the people who reached out. An artist reached out to me and was just kind of letting me know what's going on with her and how her life's going. And some other friends reached out to me. It was just, I really appreciated the outpouring of love and the prayers and the well wishes. Because I know a lot of you just did not know. And it was a complete surprise. But I really thank you. You stood up and you came to my rescue when I needed it. And I would like to do the same for you if you're an artist. You know I was going to do this, right? Transition. I would love to help you with building your audience, because when you are going through stuff, who do you want standing up for you? When you are needing to or wanting to do a tour or just travel somewhere, or you're wanting to book more gigs, having that fan base around you can be a great resource to tap to get these things off the ground and to have your projects funded so that you can put out music more than once every couple of years. You can start putting out music twice a year if you want to, and not have that long space. Why? Because you have the money coming in. I would love to help you do that. Also, if you would like to appear with me on this show, if you'd like to be interviewed, if you have anything that you want to talk about, something you want to share with my audience, feel free to message me and let me know that as well. I am planning my next few episodes, and I would love to have you a part. Okay, that would be fantastic. I think if no one else has anything else that they would like to say, feel free to reach out to me, inbox me, go to my website, eshamusic.com, to make an appointment with me on my calendar. If you need help with your music ministry, it's echemusic.com, and click the button. It's like right there in the middle that says book a call. Call me up. We'll talk. We'll talk about your next steps and what we should do. Things have, this life has been pretty interesting, and I can't wait to see what the next few years have to offer. Let's get it, y'all. See you next time. Thanks for listening to the Christian Musicpreneur podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, it would mean a lot to me if you would like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Feel free to share your takeaways in the comment section below, and join my free Facebook group, Christian Recording Artists Seeking Freedom. See you next time, and remember to take action and never give up.